Hello everybody. So a little bit on lyrics. I have to admit, it's not the same for everyone of course, but for me, lyrics are a pain in the fucking ass. I can write melodies all day, and that's the easy part. I think that runs in the family a bit. But lyrics, that's the hard part. So it's a different part of the brain. I think it's a little bit more logical, at least for me. Even if you are going to get a little poetic and abstract, which in this case I'm not doing too much of that. I'm telling a story, but trying to get a feeling across could mean changing a lyric here or there. But the process I usually use is just having different versions of the same thing I'm trying to say. Another technique I'll use is just saying exactly what I mean, real straightforward, even if it doesn't sound that great lyrically, and then going through and replacing some of those words. That tends to work really well for me. One example is a different song I wrote was changing, heart, and I needed 2 syllables for it. Plus, I needed it to sound more interesting, a little more unorthodox, so I called it a blood mass. Little things like that you can go through and drastically change something. So in this case, in the lyrics you see below, the first set of lyrics, now this is both verse 2, it's either or any combination of the two, but it's supposed to boil down to one verse. So the first one you see, I lift the dust of time from this heirloom I possess, for this is my blood rite, these tools of holy death. Now notice blood rite could be spelled 2 different ways, R-I-T-E being basically a spell, a blood spell, and R-I-G-H-T, of course, a rite that I have by blood. And I like these kind of play on words. It could go either way. I like to, I kind of like the blood rite, like this is my right, hence this is something I own. It's a thing, it's not a spell. But I like that it sounds like the spell. So anyway, the first one, the way I consider the way it sings, the way it flows off the tongue, and also what it means. The word heirloom means exactly what I want it to mean, but it doesn't have a darkness or a drama to it. I feel like that could be replaced. Also, lift the dust of time might be a little too abstract, and so that's why I changed it in the second version, but I'll play both of them back to back. So the first version that you heard in the last video was this. I lift the dust of time from this heirloom I possess. From this heirloom I possess. For this is my blood rite, these tools of holy death. And directly into the chorus because I dropped the pre-chorus for the second time around. And then the second version is passed down through the ages, this relic I possess, a gift of my blood rite, these tools of holy death. Not sure what octave I'm going to sing that at yet. Don't want to take away from the power of the chorus, which is following directly afterwards. But as you see, those are 2 different versions. So I lift the dust of time gets replaced with passed down through the ages. That sounds a little more poetic to me. Lift the dust of time is a little vague. It's basically based on the vampire kit. This character finds this box, removes the cobwebs, if you will, which doesn't sing well. That's why I didn't choose that. But that's one way to say it, or you can get more to the core of it, passed down through the ages. That works really well too, so I think I'll go with that one. Once again, feedback is always welcome. And then heirloom, that word just kept bothering me, even though that's exactly what it is in the story. Literal isn't always the best. The word relic sings better, it's darker, it's a little more gothic, and yet, it's even more vague, and meanings being vague is okay. There's all kinds of lyrics that I think are fantastic that, you know, I don't even know what they mean, and maybe you're not supposed to. It's just a certain feeling, or, you know, a certain emotion that it conveys, you know. I don't know what the hell barbed wire kisses is, but I think it sounds awesome. So that's Jesus and Mary Chain, by the way. So anyway, those are the two different versions. I think I'm going to go with the second option, but I can always mix and match and switch things around. So please leave some feedback in the comments, like, and all that good stuff, and I will see you next week.